Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the AfterShock EpiCenter live stream. I'm your host and the Senior Retailer Relations Manager here at AfterShock, RuthAnn Thompson. We have so many cool things to talk about on this episode. We have, of course, the new comic book titles coming out tomorrow, which are season finales of some of our biggest titles ever, as well as some amazing trade paperbacks and some awesome announcements for you guys. So welcome, welcome. Welcome, Jack. Glad to see that you're out of Facebook jail. And thank you again for all of your help at Rose City. He's our incredible ambassador up there in Portland, Oregon. And Sealess E-Man, what up, fam? Good to see you too. So let's jump right into our new comic book titles for tomorrow. New Comic Book Day on September 22nd. We have the finale of Bunny Mask, #4. Writer Paul Tobin and artist Andre Muti, who just makes this comic book so gorgeous and terrifying at the same time. And they've done such a beautiful job co-creating this terrifying title. Because when the snitch speaks, the truth isn't just out there, it's inside your head and gnawing at your sanity and seeping through the walls of your world. And this is actually sending Tyler and Sheriff Tate into absolute madness. And to see if they can solve this mystery, they return to where it all began, the cave where Bunny Mask was released and the snitch was first given a voice. So will Bunny Mask help Tyler save himself? And if so, what price will she ask for? I don't know. You guys are just going to have to check out this final issue of the incredible Bunny Mask. As you can see, we're a fan here at AfterShock of Bunny Mask, and we will continue to be as we go along. C-List E-Man, I cannot wait for this as well. I've been very excited for this finale. And yeah, finale of Volume 1. That is correct, Jack. So we're very, very stoked about it. Next up is Bunny Teeth #20. And this is the absolute. When I say bunny teeth, I've been so into Bunny Mask. Bunny Teeth. That's our next crossover title with Baby Teeth. I promise I haven't been drinking yet. No, we are doing our Baby Teeth finale of issue 20. This is the series finale. This is it, folks. We have finished up this title by Donny Cates and artist Gary Brown. This is the first title I ever picked up from AfterShock. It is such a fun, beautiful, crazy title. I just love it so much. And see, let's see, fan confirmation. Yes. And yes, I'm waiting for Bunny Teeth as well. Now I need it. And Jack, this t-shirt is actually going to be available at New York Comic Con when we're there at our booth. So we'll have more information on that next week. But back to Baby Teeth, which this is where everything ends. And Sadie prepares her son to meet his maker, literally and figuratively. Can this apocalypse be called off? Can we save anybody from this? I don't know. You're just going to have to tune in for this exciting climax of Baby Teeth. So again, this is going to be the finale. Get it at your local comic book shop tomorrow for New Comic Book Day. So now we have two issue finales. One is for a season finale, and I'll talk about that announcement afterwards. And the other for Baby Teeth is the absolute finale of the entire series. And I'm looking forward to getting the trade paperback and then the full year 3 of Baby Teeth as well. It's going to be really fun. Next up is our trade paperbacks that are going to be coming out for tomorrow's New Comic Book Day. Finally, we have Knock 'em Dead. I have thoroughly enjoyed this title by Elliot Rowell, where he is also writes about everything he knows best. And he actually was a comedian in Chicago back in the day in his college years. So this follows Prior Bryce, who he's just not really doing well on the comedian scene. Like his jokes don't seem to land. His writing is a bit off. He keeps trying. His older sister tries to be supportive, but at a certain point, like he needs to get a real job. All until one night when he's driving back home from a gig, and another comedian gives him a ride home, a comedian who's actually very talented, does very well, and is trying to give him some pointers on the ride home, except they get in a terrible car accident and both end up dying. Except Pryor actually comes back to life, kind of, sort of. He's more like a husk of himself, and now he's actually being embodied by that same comedian he was in a car crash with. And he uses that comedian to then like launch his career. And this is an incredible story about family, addiction, and fame, and what it can all lead to. And I very much like the ending of this. And to me, after I actually worked at a comedy club for years back in New York City, and it really does give you that feel of the old school stand-up comedy in those terrible little bars in the back room and all that kind of stuff. So if you're a fan of comedy, supernatural, all that kind of fun stuff, I highly suggest this title of Knock 'em Dead, the full trade paperback that has all 5 issues of it. Let's see what you guys said. I'm like checking all your comments, guys. Yes, we'll talk about the convention as well. And Baby Teeth is absolutely underrated. It's been one of my favorite titles. Like I said, the first title I picked up from here, so it's great. Jack, I agree. I really hope you pick up Knock 'em Dead because I very much enjoyed this title as well. Next up is another incredible trade paperback coming out for tomorrow's New Comic Book Day, which is Scouts Honor of the full series, the complete series. And this is from writer David Pepos and artist Luca Casalinguna. And this is so much fun. If you like kind of a mix of Mad Max meets Lord of the Flies, this is where it's at. After a nuclear apocalypse, a new society has risen from the ashes, and it's using the Ranger Scout manual as its Bible, basically. And this young scout named Kit has endured everything, the harsh survivalist upbringing needed to conquer this like destroyed Colorado Badlands. But then, after discovering a terrible secret lost to history, Kit must risk everything on a dangerous quest to uncover the truth behind the Ranger Scouts doctrine. And this is a very fun, like I said, Mad Max meets Lord of the Flies type thing, and has you questioning a lot of moral values and that kind of thing. And this is the entire series, issues 1 through 5. And make sure to check with your local comic book shop because we did have a special badge for each issue of this, as well as a trade paperback. So make sure you ask them about that for all those collectors out there who just dig badges. And yes, Jack says, I need a Scouts Honor patch. Make sure to talk to your local comic book shops. They probably have one for you. Last but not least, for our trade paperbacks coming out for tomorrow's New Comic Book Day, we have I Breathe the Body. This is such a fun, weird, terrifying, way too real title at the same time by Zach Thompson and artist Annie McDonald. If you missed this title, I highly suggest getting it in the trade paperback form. This is basically a science fiction horror series about social media, big tech, influencer culture, and then throw in some fear of fungus and mushrooms in there too, and you got yourself I Breathe the Body. So basically, there is the world's largest influencer, and he posts something absolutely irredeemably horrific online, but the whole world changes in an instant because now it's up to his social media manager, Ann Stewart, to fan the flames of outrage and actually make things almost worse in a way, but what better than bad press out there? So they make this sensational campaign that rewrites the rules of banned content, and thus begins a carnival of lust, revulsion, desire, and disgust, all just for viral videos. And the craziest thing is, the week that one issue came out where the influencer was actually selling pieces of his body and vials of his blood was the same week that Lil Nas came out with his shoes that had human blood in the soles. So it's just like this weird confluence of like, oh, this is too real and too actually happening in real life. So if you dig like kind of going into deep like weirdness and really like layering stuff that actually happens in real life with some crazy supernatural stuff, I highly suggest this title. And the artwork is so gory and perfect for this very mushroom fungus obsessed title. It's very fun. Just checking up on you guys. I Breathe the Body is excellent. Thank you, Second Street Marvel. I agree. It's been one of my obsessions from last year's titles for us. Coming up next week, guys, we have another happy hour live stream. And I'm very stoked that on Thursday, September 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have one of my really good friends. He's written Replica for us, Alters, Beyonders. He's also contributed to our Shock anthology. And none other than Paul Jenkins. I'm very stoked to chat with him again. It's been so long. I didn't get to see him at DragonCon, so it's going to be really fun to meet up with him next week for a drink and talk about all these awesome titles he has with us. And of course, we'll be following up with the world famous Aftershock live sale, where we're going to have Rarity's exclusive graded comics, and a lot of them are actually going to be signed by Paul. So we're going to have his Alters, Beyonders, replica, everything signed, and then we can also do it as a collection for you guys, and we'll have so much more. So we're really, really Oh, yes. And for the first time ever, for Happy Hour, we're going to do the mystery boxes. So if you've ever visited us at a convention, we always have these very cool mystery boxes that always have a graded book in them, a hardcover, a trade paperback, a full run of single issue series, usually first print, and then 10 of our kind of alternate titles, and all that kind of stuff of new number ones and specialty stuff. So we're going to be, usually we sell it for the low price of $75 at conventions, and it's up to $350 worth of merch in there. But for this live stream, we're only going to sell them for $50. What? So you guys have to join us next Thursday on September 30th, 5 p.m. Eastern. Pour yourself a drink and get your shopping on, because we're going to have some awesome stuff. Thank you, Jack. He says mystery boxes are legit. He helped me sell a few at Rose City, and he knows just how cool they can be. And Ray, I don't want you to miss this either, so make sure you join us. And in the spotlight coming up are some incredible titles. So make sure you let your local comic book shop know if you're interested in any of these, so we can get them to you and add them to your pull list. First up is Party and Pray, which is going to be a 112-page original graphic novel. And this is such a cool title from the incredible co-writers of Steve Orlando and Steve Fox. This is a taboo-breaking queer thriller, and it's very dark. So again, for mature audiences only, read dangerously. This is about Alan, who's used to being ignored by younger guys. So he hardly believes it when the lithe, handsome Scott makes a move on him in a crowded gay club. But there's a wolf on the dance floor tonight, and he's hungry for fresh prey. So this is a very dark, I want to call it like a cerebral thriller. I don't want to spoil too much more than that, but it's a very interesting title, and I cannot wait for it to come out. It will be in shops on October 6th, perfect time for Halloween. So make sure that you let your local comic book shop know that you want to add that to your pull list. Also coming up is Dark Red Year One hardcover. This is also one of my favorite vampire titles of all time. As followers of this know, I'm slightly obsessed with the vampire genre, and this is a very fun take on a contemporary vampire story of a vampire who basically has his own little small town that he protects. And in issue 1, there are some not great vampires who come and almost trick him into like becoming part of his group until he realizes just who they are. So I don't want to spoil it, because the twist is absolutely perfect. You must pick up this title if you're a vampire fan or a Tim Seeley fan. Highly suggest it. The artist Corin Howell does a great job of depicting this fun vampire title, of going from learning a little bit about the vampire's past and then going into the future, and some beautiful artwork of some very sexy vampires. So I highly suggest it for all vampire fans. Next up, that it'll be in shops on October 20th, is Beyond the Breach #4. So I very much enjoyed this title from writer Ed Brisson and artist Damien Cosiero, where there's a young lady who's just really down on her luck, has had a shit time of it, and she just wants to take a break from all of it. So she gets on the road, wants to do a road trip to just see the redwoods in California. What could be better than that? Until as she's driving, the breach hits, which just rips apart reality. There's all these crazy beasts and people from other worlds and other dimensions just thrown into the same place, and she's just trying to survive while protecting this young boy that she has found as well. So this continues the story, and the order deadline is September 27th. So again, let your local comic book shop know. And for all of you awesome fans out there, we are still looking for an ambassador. If you or some of you know who's an Aftershock fan lives in Washington, D.C., please send them our way. We definitely want to get some people in this area. We have some incredible comic book shops there that we want to bring awesome promotional materials to. So please apply today, and you'll get the chance to hopefully work with me, the incredible Joe Pruitt, Mark Hammond, and Kelly Diodati in this wonderful ambassador program with Aftershock. And last but not least, there's been a pretty awesome announcement today in perfect time with the finale of Bunny Mask coming out tomorrow. There's gonna be a volume 2. So we just announced it this morning. Paul Tobin and Andrea Mudi's Avenging Angel is going to return in 2022 for Bunny Mask: The Hollow Inside. Ba, ba, ba. I know, like I've been so stoked to tell everybody. We've had to keep this under, the lid for a while, but it's happening. We have it. Dun dun dun. Just checking in on you guys chatting here. Always a pleasure to have you guys on here and commenting away. Second Street says you want to be there for happy hour. Absolutely. And he says, I just got my We Live #1 happy hour exclusive cover in last week. Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it? Gotta love Mike Ruth. He does great work. And our ambassadors here in the chat are also saying, like, absolutely, ambassadors, join the fray. And oh, thank you so much, Ray. Aftershock Comics already setting my alarm. Thank you. That's incredible. Guys, always just thank you so much for being a part of the Aftershock family. And, while you're out there heading to comic book shops, make sure you stay safe. Wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your distance, and only read dangerously. We'll see you all next week for the EpiCenter. Bye now.